Before the clash of spears and the roar of war, before the walls of Troy rose like a crown of stone against the sky, there was a prophecy whispered among gods and mortals alike. It spoke of a child born not to live quietly, but to blaze like a star across the darkened heavens of fate. His name would be sung in triumph and lamentation, for his glory would be eternal, yet his life would be brief as the breath of dawn. This is the tale of Achilles, the swift-footed hero whose courage shook kingdoms, whose wrath reshaped destiny, and whose fall became the sorrow of an age. In the age when bronze-clad warriors marched beneath banners of glory, there lived a hero whose name would burn like a flame across the pages of eternity. Achilles, son of Peleus and the sea goddess Thetis. His birth was not a quiet event, but a whisper of destiny carried through the halls of Olympus, for it was foretold that he would surpass all men in valor. Yet his life would be bound by a fragile thread of mortality. The story begins in the year written as 1200 before the Common Era, upon the sunlit shores of Phthia. The morning sky glowed with hues of rose and gold, and the Aegean waters shimmered like molten glass beneath the tender breath of dawn. In the palace of Peleus, Thetis cradled her infant son, her heart heavy with the weight of prophecy. To shield him from death, she plunged him into the sacred river Styx, whose waters promised invincibility. Yet as she held him by his heel, that small part remained untouched, a secret weakness, silent and unseen, waiting like a shadow at the edge of fate. Years passed, and Achilles grew into a figure of unmatched strength and beauty. His hair gleamed like threads of sunlight, his voice carried the command of kings, and his stride was swift as the wind that dances upon the sea. When the call of war rose from the plains of Troy, he sailed with the Achaeans, his heart ablaze with the fire of youth and honor. The sea that bore him was restless, its waves crowned with foam, as though heralding the storm of blood to come. The war raged for 9 long years beneath the towering walls of Ilium. Spears clashed like thunderbolts, and the earth drank deep of crimson rain. Achilles strode through battle like a tempest, his armor flashing like lightning, his spear singing death to all who opposed him. Yet pride, that ancient serpent, coiled within his soul. When Agamemnon, lord of men, seized Briseis, the maiden Achilles cherished, wrath consumed the hero like a blazing pyre. He withdrew to his tent, and the Achaeans trembled, for without him their strength was broken. The days grew heavy with sorrow. The sun sank behind veils of smoke, and the cries of the dying rose like a dirge upon the wind. Then came Patroclus, beloved companion, whose voice was soft as the murmur of evening streams. He begged Achilles for his armor, that he might rally the Greeks and drive back the Trojan tide. Achilles consented, though his heart whispered omens of doom. Patroclus fell beneath Hector's spear, and the world darkened for Achilles, as though night had devoured the sun. Grief became fury, and fury became vengeance. Achilles returned to the field, his rage a storm that shattered ranks and kingdoms. The Scamander River ran red with slaughter, and the very earth quaked beneath his tread. He met Hector before the Scaean gate, and their clash was as the meeting of gods. When Hector fell, Achilles bound his body to his chariot and dragged it through the dust, while the walls of Troy echoed with lamentation. Yet even heroes cannot flee the shadow of fate. In the final year of war, beneath a sky veiled in ash and sorrow, Paris loosed an arrow guided by Apollo's hand. It struck the heel of Achilles, that fragile mark of mortality, and the hero fell upon the blood-soaked earth. His eyes turned to the heavens, where the stars burned cold and indifferent, and his last breath mingled with the sigh of the sea. Thus ends the tale of Achilles, the swift-footed son of Thetis, whose glory blazed like the sun, yet perished in the twilight of destiny. His name endures in the songs of poets, in the whispers of waves upon the shore, and in the hearts of all who dream of greatness and mourn its price.